so. Is this an intervention?
No.
Mm.
Well, tell me about.
Were you worried?
So tell me about your childhood. So tell me about your
Nah,
childhood traumas and
childhood
well, tell
traumas.
me about like what you were saying. You were talking
Oh,
about like you're not feeling super confident lately.
yeah. I think I had to, like I said, like on the drive coming home, I was just thinking, and I haven't been feeling my most confident self
Mm.
recently. And, you know, recording myself, seeing the footage and stuff like that, certain things that I say or how I say it, it doesn't come out the way, it doesn't sound as confident, I should say.
Mm.
And additionally, um, even like having certain meetings with certain clients or prospects and stuff like that, just my demeanor, my train of thoughts and stuff like that. For my standards, I don't feel like it's the most confident I have been, you know, and it's very interesting because I've been confident my entire life, like confidence. That's who I am. I've always been a confident person, but I just feel like recently I haven't feel the most confident, and I don't know if it's because of everything that's been going in our lives and everything like that, and in terms of how I feel like we're being tested in so many different facets of life. It feels like it did take a blow in my overall confidence, and and the interesting thing about that is just that I feel like a lot of that is like external factors that I'm internalizing. You know, like all the confidence is linked to all these external factors, and I'm internalizing all of that. That's just ultimately affected me. You know,
Mm.
so that's why I was just in the car and I was just really thinking about that. And I'm like, I don't recognize this person.
Yeah.
I don't recognize that person, and I don't like that shit. I really don't. You know.
Yeah.
So it just had me like really like have to do like a full on stop, like "Argh!" and be like, yo, no, I need to check myself, you know, because I'm going down a path, like I'm going down a path where I'm turning into someone that I don't recognize, and that's not who I am, and that's not what I'm trying to be, you know, or who I want to be.
Yeah. I think it makes sense that you feel that way. Like like kind of the constant working towards something and like not really seeing results right away, and I guess like we're kind of used to that, but like it's like over and over and over and over again, and you start off super confident and it kind of like slowly chips away at you.
Yeah, because you start to like doubt yourself. You start
Yeah.
to doubt, like, okay, like, am I the problem?
Yeah.
or am I the issue? But like, and I'm just going to use me as an example. For me, it just does not make sense because I did it. you know, I reached to this point based on my convictions and like my willingness of not saying or my willingness to not stop or just keep on going, you know? But I feel like as I progress, like more and more, it's like, oh shit, it's taking a piece of my shield, my confidence shield. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's how it kind of feels like, you know? So that's why I'm like kind of doing that mental check where it's like, okay, like I need to um I need to check myself, you know?
Well, like, what are you noticing? Do you notice a pattern in like the things that cause you to doubt yourself and to lose confidence? Like, do you notice that it's certain specific things that happen that result in that?
I wouldn't say it's like a specific thing. I think it's a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a specific like moment where it's like, oh, this
But
specific
like a
moment.
snowball of what though? Like a
I
snowball of
think like
like,
a snowball, of projections, a snowball of like, you try something and it doesn't go the way that you want it to go.
mm-hmm,
Um, Relying on certain people and certain people don't, you know, perform the way you want them to perform or whatever the case may be. I think it's just really like me not having a lack of control over a certain situation, you know?
mm-hmm.
And I think about times where it's like, okay. But in normal circumstances, but that's what's so interesting about this because like um I've been there before, like
You
I'm used
felt
to
this before, like
I
you
mean I'm
felt
used to those things,
okay.
like these are nothing new. But I think like I think it's because like we're going through a certain change. I might be more sensitive to like certain rejections and things not going my way,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? So that's what's been on my mind, like and really taking that moment for myself and being like, okay, like nah, like I need to.
I think that's why like it's so important. I know that everything that we've been doing has been working for us, and obviously we need to continue doing what's been working for us, the our strengths. But I think it's also important to, you were asking like, "Oh, is it me?" It's kind of like a yes and no, like it is and it isn't, like, because I think we still have a lot of learning to do, and it's normal. I think we're probably reaching a stage where we're leveling up, and because of that, there's like this learning curve. There's a learning curve that we're going through. I think there's still a lot that we need to learn, and I think that this period that can make you feel less confident too, because you're confronted with the fact that, oh, there's stuff that I don't know. There's
Hmm.
stuff that, like, certain things did work and have been working and are working. You know what that those are your strengths. But now we're at a stage where, oh, some other weaknesses are being highlighted. And that
Right.
can make you feel less confident too, because you're like, okay, I know this thing works, but now I'm seeing that maybe the thing that has been working for me needs some work,
Yeah.
or like it needs to be improved, or maybe
Yeah.
there's certain blind spots. And that I understand can make you be like, oh shit, like, am I not as good as I thought I was?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I get that too. But I don't think it's that you're not as good as you thought you were, you think you are. I think it's just that, like, okay, we're reaching a stage where now um, we need to strengthen our strengths.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
but our strengths, we're strengths for where we were, and now for where we're going, we need to really lean into those things, lean into things that have been working for us, things that we know we're good at, and also the things that we're not good at, and lean into like, okay, what do we really need to learn? What are
Hmm.
some new strengths we need to add on to the strengths that we already have?
For sure.
And that's kind of nerve wracking.
For
Like,
sure.
that makes me nervous to think about that because there's so much we don't know.
Nah, for sure. Like learning the new stuff, like I'm super down for that. Like I don't think I'm like I shy away from that, you know?
No, I don't think you do.
I think
But I can understand it, that that can make someone feel like, oh, damn, like it messes with your confidence.
yeah, 100%.
That makes
It's kind of
sense.
like I know you don't watch basketball, but like um they say like a basketball player, like for example, Derrick Rose, ever since he got injured, his career hasn't been the same. Like he still has a
Mm,
career and everything like that. But they all say like as a basketball player or any foot or any high performing athlete, when you get injured, depending on what type of injury it is, it messes with your confidence.
for sure, because
So
you have that fear.
that you're gonna get injured every single time. So it's like,
Mm,
like so imagine if you tore your ACL or something like that because you jumped. So I mean, every single time you're gonna jump, you're thinking about like, oh shit, if I land wrong,
mm,
I'm gonna injure myself. And while you were playing all those years, you would never think about it. You're like, yo, I jump, I land.
mm,
But now it's like, okay, I'm jumping and I'm thinking about that, and it just
mm-hmm.
messes with your whole thing.
That's such a good analogy. Like right now, we jumped and we didn't land so great,
Yeah.
and now we're continuing to jump.
And we're like hesitating about that jump
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
instead of
yeah.
just jump and just like, yo, whatever
Yeah.
happens. So that's what was on my mind.
But
Uh,
luckily for us, we don't have permanent injuries that will mess us up forever.
Nah,
We can continue to jump.
nah, for sure. This is just a a a a blip in my timeline, in our timeline.
And you know what? I feel like we've been on such a high ever since we started. We
Yeah,
haven't really faced that many pitfalls. Our journey has kind of been like a steady uptick.
yeah,
So like,
yeah. It's funny. I was speaking to someone. I don't want to say their name because I don't want to put them on the spot, but they were talking about like, because we launched in 2020, and we're going on to 2025, and right now we're at that awkward 5 year.
hmm,
This is the awkward years we're entering. So basically, the awkward years is like we're no longer on the high of like just starting a business. Although like you could still say that we're starting up, but like we already passed that first 2 3 year. Like that first 2 years, like
mm-hmm,
that high is gone, and we're at that stage now where it's like we're in the middle of the beginning and the end. Like we're in the middle. So like that's like the awkward period because it's like you pass that beginning stage, but you don't know like where does it end.
mm,
So you're kind of this stage where it's like there's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of unknown, and it's a
Hmm.
very like awkward period.
It's like our business is a teenager,
Yeah,
awkward
like
teenager going through puberty.
yeah, like it's too far to think about like adulthood, and your childhood is
Yeah.
so far back,
Mm-hmm.
like you can't. So that's where we're at right now. So I think
Yeah.
with that, there's a lot of like testing, and like not just on an external factor, but also on a very personal sense as well, when you're being confronted with a lot of inner things as well too. Like I have to face a lot of my own insecurities, my own traumas, my own like things that I probably didn't have time to think about it because I was just always,
Mm.
you know, like I was always on. But now, like I'm at a period where it's like this transitioning, and I'm having time to think about these things, and everything's kind of hitting me like a full on truck right now. And it's just like, okay, whoa, all right,
Hmm.
you know?
Do you think you need to take a break? Like when
I
we were
think I'm
talking
doing
about like,
I think I'm doing the break.
yeah,
I think I'm doing the
like
break.
prendre du recul, like take some distance, like when you were talking about like the quarter life crisis thing,
Yeah.
like do you feel like you need time to process these things that are
I don't think I need time to process things because this is not something that I'm like, oh, I need to figure out this. Like, I know what's bothering me. I know where it's coming from.
Mhm.
I know a lot of it is like I said, my internal, like I'm internalizing a lot of things that's coming from the exterior.
How do you deal with that though? Like,
I think how I personally deal with that, I don't have like the right answer right now. Like I don't have like a formula thing like that. But I think it's just being conscious of that because like I said, I haven't been like I literally just started thinking about this right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm,
and I'm like, yo, this is probably something that's just been lingering the entire time and I never really like sat down. I'm like, okay, like why am I feeling this? Where is this coming from? When is it triggered and all those stuff like, and there's probably other stuff that I just don't know, but like it's just because like I said, just been on that constant thing, and now I'm just in this period of like questioning and stuff like that, and it's just giving me opportunity and the space to really think about it.
mm.
So yeah.
Well, I think it's really important to take the time to think about it,
No, for
not
sure.
just like in this moment, but like really take time to think about it. I think I need to do that too for myself. I think I want to start meditating again because that really helps center yourself. I know
Yeah.
you're not like big on meditation. You have your own way of doing things. But I feel like I need to do that. Just this conversation because like the stuff that you're saying, like it's relatable. Like I can relate to how you're feeling. I kind of feel like that too. But yeah, I feel like that too with the stuff that we're doing and like like just anticipating growth in our business and like all the new things that we're gonna have to learn and do and apply, like that makes me feel less confident too. But I think if I'm super present and I just take things day by day and I
Mm-hmm.
take the time to process how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling that way, it makes it easier to take these little steps in our growth as they come instead of being
Mm-hmm.
so overwhelmed by them. So
Yeah.
you're making me think about that, just like with everything that you're saying, like, oh, damn, like I need to do that for myself too. Like, I need to take time to like just be more present and centered and so I can handle these things better. And
Yeah.
same with you, like taking the time to really fully understand yourself so you can handle these feelings better, and so we can continue to grow and keep jumping and not get too discouraged when we fall.
100%.
Yeah.
We're in this together.
We got this.
To the end. To the end. To the wheels fall off. To the wheels fall off.
Ah.